Hey guys, welcome back to Actually Adultish, your favorite podcast ever. Christina here, solo. Gonna do a solo podcast today because Nina is in Los Angeles still. She has a final tomorrow as I record this, and I just finished my finals last night, so very relieved about that. But yeah, the next few weeks are going to be kind of weird because I'm in the Bay Area, home for the holidays, and Nina's going to be in her home, so we're going to be separate, and I have the equipment. So yeah, awkward solo podcast round 1. I feel super weird. I'm sitting in my room in my Christmas onesie and talking to a microphone by myself. So yeah, so basically I've been asking everybody on Instagram stories what they want me to talk about, and everybody wants me to talk about Instagram lives, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I've been very frustrated as usual with all of these little general health lies that run around that just really piss me off. So then I was wondering if I should do a podcast on health lies, and I asked if they should be in the same episode or different, and it was pretty split. So I feel like basically my plan is I'm going to talk about Instagram lies, and I feel like it'll sort of go into health lies as well. And then if I have leftover time, we'll just go straight into the health lies. Okay. I've kind of been putting this off because I feel like I'm like gonna forget things that are important, but I guess I can always mention them later. I have some points written down that I need to make sure I cover, just things that I've been thinking of. And I guess I could scroll through my feed now, but okay, let's just start. So basically, Instagram. Where do I begin with Instagram? It's all a lie. No, I'm just kidding. It's not all a lie, but it's like mostly a lie. So Instagram's hard because, well, I guess it depends who you are, but I feel like Instagram has become such an important platform for most influencers, and Instagram is powerful, man. Like, that's definitely the social media platform I use the most. I don't really use Snapchat. I don't really use Facebook, like, unless I'm going for a specific purpose, I guess, but I'm like always on my Instagram feed. And Instagram is hard because it really is just like a highlight reel of people's lives. Like, you know, that's part of why I really like Instagram stories, because it brings the realness to Instagram. It brings the Snapchat to Instagram, in other words. But Instagram makes people compare themselves to other people, and it's just hard because you don't know what's real and what's not. But as somebody who knows a lot of influencers, and I mean, I have a blog, and I worked for a blogger, and I've been able to see the other side of things. So that's kind of my authority on this, in case you're just like, how the fuck do you know what's real and what's not? Well, I know. So I'm going to tell you. And if there's anything that I forgot, definitely like tell me, and then I'll mention it in the next episode, because I just really think that I just want people to understand what's real and what's not. Like, I think sometimes people count on Instagram to be real, and that's like not what it's supposed to be. Like, it's a photo album. Who says that all, like, would you get mad at a photographer for posting a picture that was posed? No, like, it's photography, you know, and some people take Instagram as photography and others take it as this is supposed to represent your real life, but who's to say what's right, you know? So first of all, I'm going to address the food on Instagram. Okay, I literally follow like most of the accounts I follow are food accounts because I just love looking at food. And the thing is, a lot of people post their meals, quote their meals, what they eat in a day, their snacks, whatever. And not everybody. Okay, I'm making a lot of generalizations, and I want to clarify that this does not apply to everybody, but there are a lot of people on Instagram who are lying about what they're eating. Okay, so and sometimes it's like lying as in, here's my meal, and they didn't actually they didn't eat any of the meal. Sometimes it's, here's my meal, and they only ate like a little bit of it. Sometimes it's, here's my meal, and they ate that, but they ate 3 other things too. So basically the thing is, you're not showing the whole picture necessarily. So there are a lot of I just can't help but laugh because I'm just thinking about photos I see, and people will post these big ass bowls and all this shit, and they'll be huge, ridiculous, or they'll post like these crazy desserts that are just insane, and like they're doing it for a picture, like they're doing it so that it's aesthetically pleasing, you know, and that's not necessarily what they're eating. Like, so you have to understand there's a difference between what somebody puts out. Like sometimes people will not put everything on a plate because maybe the last thing they want to put on the plate doesn't look pretty, you know, so they won't put it on there. But then people see that photo and they're like, oh my God, this is what she ate. Oh my God, you know, and then, or it goes the other way. Sometimes they put extra shit on there, but it's way too much for one stomach to handle at once. But it looks good for the picture because it's like an explosion of food, and who doesn't want that, right? So you just can't believe everything you see, especially these crazy ass smoothies. Like, I cannot handle, okay, these smoothies are gonna be, okay, I eat a lot of food, and I eat, like, when I make smoothies, or big smoothies, but I guess I feel like for me, if I feel like something is too much, it's really too much, because my stomach is like a bottomless pit. Like, I don't even know how to explain to you how much food I eat and how much food I can't eat, but like sometimes I see things on Instagram and I'm like, holy shit, like I literally would get sick after eating that. Like, so one thing I want to talk about is these crazy ass smoothies that are huge and multi-layered, and they have like 5 pounds of nut butter in them, and 8 bananas, and 5 apple, I don't even fucking know, and then they're topped with like a bowl's worth of granola, then they're topped with a perfect bar and a square bar, and then they're drizzled with more nut butter, and then there's cacao nibs, and it's just like, it's literally out of control, and people are posting these all the time, and this overlaps. Okay, this just like bothers me because I know that, well, I don't know that. I mean, I don't know. Some people might be eating that, but a lot of people aren't eating that. Like, okay, Jordan Younger, my old boss. Like, she tells people, no, I would take smoothie picked, like, back when she was food blogging, like every single day she would do these insane smoothies, and like she would say, no, like I make that smoothie look like that for the photo, like I can't eat that whole thing at once, you know. But I think that sometimes bloggers don't really realize that some people are looking at these pictures and being like, oh my God, that's exactly what they ate, I need to eat that, for when it's not like that. And this also overlaps with the health myth, okay, that really fucking bugs me about all these influencers are like, guys, yeah, it's fruit, but it's natural sugar, so it's fine. Okay, yeah, like fruit is fine, like natural sugar is way better for you than like regular sugar, but I don't care who you are, sugar is sugar. Like, you can't be eating all that sugar. you should not be eating all that sugar every day. Like, sugar is sugar. Like, sugar is directly linked to all these neurodegenerative brain diseases. It's basically, if you want to maintain your weight, you shouldn't be eating mountains of sugar at once. Like fruit is a carbohydrate. It's a simple sugar. Like, to eat 10 bananas in one sitting is gonna make your blood sugar go on a crazy ass roller coaster. I just can't even. It's just not. You shouldn't be doing that every day. Like, and then there are people who are posting their 13 banana smoothie and then their double stuffed sweet potato bowls and then their 2 pints of ice cream in one day. And I'm like, you're literally a pile of sugar. Like, you don't need all that sugar. Like, nobody should be eating that much sugar every single day. Like, obviously you can have sugar every once in a while, no big deal, and like a piece of fruit is not gonna kill you, but to have that level all at once every day, you're gonna die. So sorry, don't do that. Okay, then I mean, just going back to the amounts, I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but I'm very much in it, like, eating disorder awareness space, because it's something I'm really passionate about. And people look at photos and like compare amounts to other people. Like, so it's hard because I just want people to understand that just because I'll see people be like, breakfast, and it's 1 egg and half a piece of toast and like a few blueberries, and I'm like, what? Like, that's not breakfast. Like, that's half a snack, right? I don't know. And just because somebody posts a picture and says that's their breakfast doesn't mean that's all they ate. You also don't know everything else they're eating throughout the day. You don't know what they did right after that. Like, you don't know all those other factors. You don't know if they're working out, if they don't move around, all that shit. And sorry, I feel like I'm like going all over the place, but all these points I wrote down literally make no sense, and I don't even know what I wrote. Also, okay, just going back to how irritated I get with people putting all of these bars on top of their meals and all of these huge ass chia puddings. Okay, chia pudding, I don't understand this. Like, I love chia pudding and I have it every once in a while, but that shit makes me bloat so much. And I don't understand people who eat it every day and are like, this is great. Like, okay, I just don't believe you. And people, what they put in it, like, if you put, okay, people will be like, yeah, I put a can of full fat coconut milk and 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then I topped it with a perfect bar, and then I put 3 tablespoons of nut butter, and then I sliced up an entire banana and put it on top. And I'm just like, no, you didn't. Like, your stomach would literally explode. Like, your digestive system would explode. Like, all of that at once. Like, calm down. Relating to the bloating, this is something that has been really, really pissing me off lately, because, okay, I'm all about like showing the realness, right? That's why I love Instagram stories. And the big thing in the media lately has been everybody's all excited that fitness influencers and just social media influencers are like showing bloating pictures, or like pictures from different angles, you know, showing that they don't always have a perfect stomach. And I'm all about that, right? Like, let's keep it real. But the thing is, I almost feel like it's gotten to the point where it's glorified in the other direction. Like, okay, if you're that bloated every single day, something's wrong digestively. Like, you're not supposed to be that bloated every single day. You know, like, that means that's probably because you probably eat too much sugar. You probably have a bacterial imbalance in your stomach. Like, so people are like, yeah, guys, like, it's like health bloggers. They'll be like, guys, look, I'm bloated too. It's fine. Even healthy people are bloated. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, everybody gets bloated once in a while, but if you're that bloated every single day. Like, that's not, like, something's wrong with your stomach. Like, your digestion is fucked up. So don't tell people that they should be eating like you, because they're gonna fuck up your digestion. Like, that was literally, I was bloated. I looked like I was 10 months pregnant every single day until I was 21. And then once I treated my stomach issues, my bloating went away. Okay? You're not supposed to be that bloated every single day all the time. Obviously, if you get bloated every once in a while, whatever. But I just want people to understand the difference. Okay? Just because it speaks to a greater issue. Just because a health blogger does it or says it doesn't mean it's right. Like, nobody on the internet is the authority on everything. You know, like, they can just say whatever the fuck they want. I can sit here and say whatever the fuck I want, right? How do you know what I'm saying is real? I have a whole blog post about this. Read it. Actually, I don't know if it'll be up by the time this goes up, but whatever. I could go off on that. Okay, let me move on down my list. Okay, also going off the food thing, people get mad about this one, but I don't really see why they get mad. Like, people get mad because food bloggers will post meals that they didn't have that day, like maybe an old picture, and I don't really see what the big deal is. Like, I post stuff that didn't happen that day. I mean, I'm gonna run out of pictures, right? Like, I guess just as an Instagram viewer, you should know that just because somebody's posting something doesn't mean that they took that photo that day. And I didn't really personally see why it matters unless you're like lying in your caption. Like, usually when I post old photos, I'll be like, wish I was here right now, or, you know, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm here, when I'm obviously not. But I think maybe if you're lying about that, then you should probably not lie, because everybody's gonna catch you nowadays. There's no privacy anywhere. But yeah, just know that just because they posted a picture doesn't mean they ate that day, that second, or where they are. Like, sometimes people lie about where they are. They'll be like, oh, I'm in this beautiful place, and they're not. So just know it's not all real. Okay, I want to talk about the ingredients problem. So when I'm saying Instagram, I'm not just saying photos, I'm saying stories too, because I mean, I don't know about you, but I spend actually more time watching stories than going through my feed, just because I feel like the feed is so curated, and I like seeing people in real life. I like their personalities, and I like hearing them talk. So, but a lot of food bloggers like to do this thing where they look at the ingredients and they go, damn, look at those ingredients. So good, guys. Real ingredients. Okay. First of all, looking at the ingredients is the most important thing ever. Okay. If you're trying to be healthy, the number one change you should make in your life is read the ingredients, read what's on the labels. If you can't pronounce it, if you don't know what it is, then don't buy that shit. That's just fake crap, and you don't need that in your body. And yeah, so ingredients are extremely important, and that's what when I'm shopping, I mean, I don't really eat processed food at all. Like, very few things. Like packaged things, I don't eat anything processed, but I don't really eat that many packaged things. But if I'm going to buy something packaged, I'm very picky about what my ingredients are. I don't know what something is, I don't want it. But just because you know what it is and you can't pronounce it also doesn't mean it's a good ingredient. So I've talked about this on my stories before, but I need to state this in a place where it won't leave after 24 hours. People are saying this about cane sugar. Like, the ingredient will be organic cane sugar. And I'm like, okay, no, like, just because you can pronounce cane sugar doesn't mean that you should be eating that every day, and it's okay to eat every day. Like, these people there are so many nut butters, or like I see it a lot in nut butters and almond milk. Like, okay, obviously if you're gonna have like dessert, a treat that you're not eating every day all the time, like I don't like, it's not a big deal if you have sugar every once in a while, but I'm talking about these people who are like, yeah, I use this almond butter every day, I use this almond milk every day, and the ingredients have fucking organic cane sugar in it. I'm like, okay, just because it's organic, it's still cane sugar. I don't care. Also, like, you should not be putting that in your body every single day. And I mean, going back to the bloating thing, if you are putting that into your stomach every day, you probably have candida overgrowth or SIBO or some kind of bacterial imbalance, and that's probably why you're bloating. You're just feeding the sugar bugs in your stomach. You're making yourself crave more food. Like, you're just not doing yourself any favors. Like, did I just say favors? You're not doing yourself any favors. And I just get so irritated. Like, read the ingredients. Organic cane sugar is not something you should be eating every day. Okay? Let me just put that in there. So, the other thing is, what else? Okay, backgrounds. This is just a general thing. Just so you know, like, I think that, I mean, okay, before I started working for Jordan, I was like, how the fuck do all these bloggers have such beautiful houses and beautiful areas to take photos? And like, you know, I'm poor, I'm 21, and my apartment literally looks like a piece of poo. It's a joke. And I don't have any pretty place to take pictures. Okay, you guys, they're not, it doesn't really look like that. It's all about just making things appear as if it's a nice background. Like, a lot of, like, I use posters as my backgrounds, or I know a lot of other people use posters too, or a lot of food bloggers buy these like marble slabs, and that's just what they put, that's what they take photos on. And you can't tell it's just a slab. Like, it'll look like a whole table. Or even just material. Like, the same way that YouTubers just use material as their backgrounds. Like, you can go to a fabric store. Just want to put that out there. Like, we're not all I mean, some people are fancy, like the legit people, but I'm certainly not. And I know a lot of other people who aren't. It's just about making a nice, visually pleasing photo. So that's the deal with the backgrounds. Also, the power of editing. I mean, we've talked about this before in like a different context, but in terms of, I'm not going to obviously it literally pisses me the fuck off when people change their bodies. Like, first of all, I know what you look like in real life. Second of all, it's really sad if you feel the need to do that. It's just sad. Like it genuinely sad if you feel like you need to do that. Because I really don't think anybody cares that much. And if anybody really does care if your arm is a little bit bigger than maybe what for some reason they think it needs to be, then they're stupid, and why do you care what they think? Because like, if somebody's judging you based off the way you look, then they suck and they have no depth, and they probably don't have any friends either, and they're probably insecure. Sorry. But yeah, the other thing is like editing, besides people, you can edit things out of the background. You can make things whiter. Like, if you're curious how people edit, just go on YouTube and type in like how I edit my photos. Like, so many bloggers and YouTubers make videos showing you exactly what they do. Just changing all the colors, and you can, like I said, you could take stuff out of the background, you can blur things out. Like, when my background's ugly, I like to blur out the background just so it's like not so ugly. You can do all that fun stuff. So what else? Oh my God. Okay, we talked about this before. Kind of, I think, was that last week or the week before? I don't know. But I honestly get so irritated by people who buy followers. So let me just tell you how you can tell. Usually you can tell if you look at their followers, you can tell that if like half of them are bots, then they probably bought them. And you can also tell, so if somebody has 30K and they get 100 likes on a photo and like 2 comments, those followers aren't real. Like, sorry, but like it should be like proportionate. Like, if somebody has a shit ton of followers, then they should be getting a shit ton of likes too and like a decent amount of comments. You know, like there are some big bloggers. I'm not going to call anyone out in this. I'm not going to call anyone out directly who's does shit, but there are some big bloggers who you can tell bought their followers. Also, you can honestly also just tell if you look at people's content. Like if somebody's content, like look at their following and then go to their website. If their content doesn't match, like just use some common sense. If their content doesn't match how many followers they have, then something shady went on. Just gonna say it. Like you can tell, like there are people who have a huge following, but then their content is legit. So that was probably genuine. But there are people who have 60K who post a blog once every 2 months and their website looks like a piece of crap. So something weird's going on there. I'm just gonna put that out there. The other thing is blogger friend. Oh, okay, no. Before I go back on that, I want to talk about comments in like blog posts themselves. A lot of times comments from really big bloggers are not from the bloggers themselves. Like sometimes they are for sure, but sometimes people will hire someone to comment just to be more active, engaged, or it could just be someone on their team, you know, just so you know, it's not always. And like I even know some people have other people write their blog posts for them. And I think that I'm really not a fan of that. Like especially if it's like a regular thing. Like, I mean, Jordan said this before on the blog, or like on her blog. Like I wrote one blog post for her, but it was like something formulaic kind of. So wasn't really a big deal, and it was like a one-time thing. She had like 5 blog posts that she had to write by midnight and whatever. But that's the only full blog post I've ever written for her. But I know that there are some bloggers who literally consistently have interns write for them, and I just think that that's bullshit. That makes me so upset. And also the commenting thing, like, just so you, like, I don't know, I just, like, I'm not saying it that it's, like, good or bad. I'm just, like, want people to understand that there's more that goes on. Like, because social media is a business for so many people now. It's a business, and you have to be engaged, and you have to be following. So it's, like a business account. Like, the same way if it's, like, a business account, you don't know who's really, like, commenting to you or liking your picture. Sometimes it's the same with really big bloggers. Like, I mean, going back to my example with Jordan, like I've never, Jordan does all of her own commenting and liking and stuff on her social media. So if that's from, like, if you get a comment from her, that's from her. But like, I mean, like I would help out with like TBB apparel, right? So like as her intern, like I would help out with that account, you know, stuff like that. But I do know that there are other bloggers who have their interns or their team on their personal accounts. And I think you can kind of tell, like, if it's like a weird comment, like, you know, but whatever. Then I also want to talk about Instagram friendships. So I have honestly met some of my favorite people in the universe on Instagram, and it's just so weird. Remember when your parents used to be like, don't go on the internet and meet strangers because they'll kill you, like back in the MySpace days? And now I'm like, all my besties are on the internet. But nowadays it's like, I know they're a real person because I'm watching them make breakfast and walk to class and go to work. So I know they're real. But there's also a lot of Instagram friendships that are so... Okay, I feel like Instagram, if you make a friend off of Instagram, they're either like your fucking soulmate or it's just a big pile of shit. Like so many people are bullshitting. Like so many people are like, oh my god, I love so and so. Oh my god, so and so and I are so close. And I know in real life they don't like each other. Like they talk shit about each other and they don't like each other. And I'm literally so sick of these people pretending to be friends with each other. Like, who aren't. It's just, ugh. Like, you're just saying that because maybe you want that person's following to like you too. Like, people are just trying to use each other to get ahead. And like, I get that it's business, but I just think it's so fucking stupid. Like if you're not friends with somebody, don't go out of your way to be like, oh my god, we're so close. Like, why would I just don't even understand. It's almost like people, it's like, I feel like Instagram is like, sometimes I just feel like it's like middle school or high school on steroids, like this community. And I, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm saying these things because I have all these things that annoy me about it. But on the other hand, I like seriously love it because I wouldn't have met all of these incredible people. Like, I've met so many incredible people because of Instagrams and I'm obsessed with it. So I do love it. But I also want to talk about the shitty side of it, which is why I'm going off on this. Oh my god, I've been talking for 30 minutes. That's so pathetic that I can sit here and talk to myself for 30 minutes. Whatever. I think we all knew this was coming. Anyways. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of middle school. People would pretend to be friends with each other because they wanted to get popular. Like, oh my god, I love Sally, and Sally was a popular girl. Oh my god, we're best friends, because they just like want to be popular by association. And I literally feel like that's how it is on Instagram. Like, and there's a difference between like, just because, okay, and I'm not like, just because someone shouts someone out doesn't mean that like they're saying they're best friends. That's not what I'm saying at all. Like, I think that people need to give each other more shout outs on social media and just in general life, just because like, I mean, I wrote a blog post about this too. You should read, just about supporting each other. I feel like people are so competitive and like don't want to support each other for some reason. I don't understand, because there is definitely room for all of us to be happy and successful. And I just like, somebody else doing something well doesn't mean that you can't either. It just means maybe you both can. And I just think that people should shout each other out more. But what I'm saying is like, I just know people who are like, this is my boo, I love her, bae, oh my god, we're so close, we're so close. And I'm like, and these people like haven't talked, like they talk to each other once every 8 months and they don't like each other and they talk shit to each other behind each other's backs. Like, I've definitely met people who openly will like talk shit about other people, and I'm like, whoa, I thought you guys were like BFFs. And they'll be like, no, that's just for Instagram. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't like it. Honestly makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me sick to my stomach. I don't like that fake shit. I don't like it, guys. So can you not? Then there are people. Okay. Sorry, these are the last few. Are just going to be all over the place. Okay. The other thing, Nina wrote this one down for me. She was like, make sure you talk about this. People who talk about fitness and food, but they don't actually practice what they preach. So that can go both ways. That can be like people who say they live really healthy lifestyles and yada yada, but they don't actually, like, they actually eat like crap and they don't actually work out when they say they do. Or it can go the other way. It can be like people are saying, no, I cheat meal all the time. Don't even get me started on that fucking phrase, cheat meal, whatever. I cheat meal all the time. I have cheat meals all the time, and I only work out twice a week, and look at my rock hard six pack. Like, and I'm like, I know that you are eating cleaner and that you're probably working out harder than twice a week hatha yoga. Like, let's be real here, okay? And it just goes both ways. Or it's like, oh god, these fucking fitness programs. Okay, I can't even. I just can't. But some of them are just, or like people who post fitness videos, some of them I'm just like, this is honestly not everything out there, okay? I just need to disclaimer, not everything, but there are so many people who have millions of followers who post these workout videos that are like like fucking 1950s aerobics for like 5 minutes, and they're like, yeah, I do this like twice a week and I am so in shape. And I'm like, no, like guys, come on. It makes me mad. And people buy into this stuff. People buy these people's programs. People buy, and like, or people will buy, there's like a mismatch. People will be like, you have to understand that like what works in terms of like getting someone in shape for fitness and food is different for every person. It varies based on like what they're eating, what their like their other activity level, just their genetics, like it's all different. So maybe like, I'm trying to think of a name and I keep thinking of Sally. That's so whatever. Maybe Sally's workout program works for her because of her genetics and the way she eats. But maybe if you did that workout program, it would be too much for you, or it wouldn't be enough for you to like get in shape because of the way your body works or the way you eat. Like there's a mismatch, and I just want people to like understand that, you know? So people aren't always, you know, and I think a lot of people are like healthy food bloggers. People will be like, oh my god, like I can't believe you eat that perfect all the time, like blah blah blah. And sometimes people just want to maintain an image that they do, but like nobody is perfect, okay? Nobody is 100% perfect all the time. It's not realistic. But a lot of influencers are honestly just, they don't show the whole picture because they want to maintain this image, and I'm not really into that, but that's just unfortunately the way it is. So just because somebody puts out like that they're eating a certain way or that they exercise a certain way isn't always the truth. I know people who straight up lie about everything they eat, and they straight up lie about their exercise regimens because they don't want people to know the truth. And I mean, that obviously speaks to a much deeper issue here, but whatever. I digress. Okay. Then also going off of that, we've got the before and after photos, and there's definitely been more awareness about this recently, but before and after photos, yeah, a lot of times like a lot of times they're real, but a lot of times they're you can get good lighting, flex your abs, have nicer leggings. You can wear, like, if you wear leggings that ride up higher on your waist, you're gonna look slimmer than if they're like low cut, you know? Like there's just, and even just angles of like what way you take the photo, you can look completely different. So just be aware of that. Like sometimes I see people will be like, progress, like they'll like post a progress photo, and I just like, I can literally tell you're sucking your stomach. Your leggings were really low before, like showing like your bloat from your before picture, and now you're wearing leggings that literally cover half of your stomach. So, and I'm not saying like like I just don't really get why people need to, I don't know. I'm just it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, I think that all that matters is like if you are trying to like make healthy changes, if you're trying to exercise and eat well, then great. I don't really see why you think you need to have a six-pack to prove anything, but whatever. Okay, my last list on my Instagram lies are the detoxes. I don't even have much to say about this besides that they're total fucking bullshit. And like, same with these gummy bears, these gummy bear vitamins. Okay, this shit is so bad for you. These detoxes are so bad for you, and I'm sorry, tea is not gonna, you're not gonna lose, like, it'll probably, maybe it'll make you shit and you'll lose like water. Like, that's not sustainable weight loss. Like, that's just like for 5 days you'll be pooping your brains out and you'll lose weight like that. That's not real weight. That's not whatever. And then these sugar gummy bears. I am sick of all these people going on The Bachelor and then just their careers are being sponsored by Instagram and they're lying about everything. Oh my God. I literally skipped over this because this was such an important one. Sponsorships. Okay. This is like so controversial, but not really. Basically, this is how bloggers make money. Sponsorships. And people need to realize that, like, people who get mad at bloggers who do sponsorships, like, this is, if you want that person to keep blogging and to keep giving information, like, they need to make money somehow. So please don't get mad at them for taking sponsorships. Where the problem lies is that bloggers need to take some responsibility for their sponsorships. So it's a problem if you're literally taking every sponsorship that comes your way. Like, there are a lot of bloggers who just will take any sponsorship and they'll say they use a product and they don't. Like, they're just doing it for the money and they're just saying they are. And I've literally seen people take a bite of something for an Instagram story and spit it out because they won't eat it, but they have to post about it. I have literally seen people buy food to take like a photo of and they don't eat it. And I mean, or they say it's theirs. So they take a photo of their friends and they say it's theirs and it's not real. And just the sponsorship thing, like, it's hard for me because it's honestly hard for me to tell what people are actually using and what they're not. But that's why it's just like, I wish people were more responsible. Like, I'm never going to take a sponsorship of a product that I don't actually think is healthy for people, because people, I mean, like, my favorite bloggers, like, I used to literally just buy every product they would recommend because I'd be like, oh my God, if they use it, then I want to try it. And then once I started getting more into the blogging community, I realized, wow, most people don't use anything that they say they use. And it's really sad. It's just sad. And I just don't get why everybody's lying about all this stuff. Like, okay, sometimes you don't even know. First, okay, I need to back up because I just realized I feel like some people don't know if. Sometimes people are like, I don't know if that's sponsored or if they're actually genuinely using that. And sometimes it is hard to tell. But if it's something that, like, first of all, just use some logic. If it's something that totally doesn't align with their brand, then it's sponsored probably and they just want money. But if it's something, you know, like, if I just one day was like, guys, I'm obsessed with Kit Kat bars, you'd be like, what are you talking about, right? Like, I'm like a health food queen. I would never eat a Kit Kat bar in my life, but that kind of thing. And somebody on my blog asked, because I have like an Ask Me page. You should I'm like obsessed with it. You can send me an anonymous question, and I love reading people's questions. But somebody asked me, everybody's talking about Vital Proteins. I can't tell if it's just a sponsorship scam, like, or do people actually like it? And in that example, I love Vital Proteins. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I have been using their products for like almost 2 years, and I'm gonna, I'll talk about it on my blog. But so like in that instance, no, I think that probably, because I mean, it also depends on the blogger. Like, I mean, if that was me, not sponsorship, but also the thing is, just because something is sponsored doesn't mean that the person doesn't use it. Like, that's the whole point. Like, say you use a product and you love it, you like want that company to be like, hey, let's do a sponsorship, let's like, because great, then you make money and you're talking about a product that you genuinely love. So just because it's a sponsorship doesn't mean that you can't believe them. I'm not saying that, but some people just take sponsorships literally just for money, and that's the problem, and they don't actually use it. And I just think you need to be careful. And I'm trying to think of like, I think a big one is a lot of the bars that are out there, like I just don't want to call out any companies, but read the labels and you should be able to tell. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, man, about that. The other thing, I can't believe I kept missing all of these things that were at the very top of my list. Like, it's like I put off the big ones and now I'm at 48 minutes. Okay. The other thing is this is something that makes me so freaking mad. Working out. These workout routines, working out all the time. The new thing is that people are posting their workout routines. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's interesting. I like seeing people's workout routines because I like to get ideas too for when I'm doing my own, even though, let's be real, I'm too stubborn. I don't really like to listen to anyone's advice except my own. But anyways, I literally don't know if people are insane in actually working out this much or if they're lying. Because there's a huge over exercising problem or a huge lying problem, because it's out of control. And like, these people are like, every day, oh my god, ran 20 miles, that was horrible, like, and they're going on these 20-mile runs every day, and they're doing 2 hours of lifting, and like, it's all over the place. And like, sometimes sometimes people will post their routines, and like, I remember one time this girl posted this ridiculous weightlifting, like, she was like, this is what I did today for legs, and I commented, and I was like, how long did that take you? Because I honestly, like, I'm like, am I missing something? And she was like, 2.5 hours, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, unless you're a bodybuilder training for a competition, there's no reason why you should be spending that much time working out. It's just honestly out of control. And let me just tell you what happens. Basically, okay, first of all, this insane cardio, like these fucking 20 miles a day runs. Like, okay, if you like cardio, you do you. But you don't need cardio to be in shape. Just so you know, like, health myth number 1, that's one of the biggest ones that piss me off. People think you need cardio. You don't need cardio. Like, it's honestly, chronic cardio is bad for you for a multiple number of reasons. So it's like, if you're doing it just because you think you should, literally don't, because I don't do any cardio. Cardio increases your cortisol level, like steady low intensity steady state cardio increases your cortisol levels off the charts. It eats away your muscle, and muscle is what burns fat, and muscle is what keeps you lean, and what you want. It makes your the muscles around your heart thicken. It causes oxidative stress in your body. It's hard on your muscles and your joints. It can lead to tendonitis. It makes you super hungry. It just increases all the inflammation in your body. I'm just listing off things that I am thinking of off the top of my head, but it long term, steady state, long term, if you're doing chronic cardio, you're in 10 years, goodbye knees, goodbye joints, your heart's gonna have problems. That's a really common myth, and it really, really bothers me. And I'm not saying that you're not allowed to do cardio, but I'm saying if you're I know some people really, really love to run, and if you love to run, then do it. But I would just be careful, and if you're gonna do something, sprint. Do sprints for 15, 20 minutes. Sprint for, and this is turning into me giving fitness advice, but whatever. Sprint for 20 seconds, walk for 10, or sprint for 30 seconds, walk for 30, for 15 minutes. And that's all you need to do. But there's no point in putting giving your body that much inflammation and increasing your cortisol levels that high. If your cortisol levels get that high, then you're probably going to start gaining weight. Yeah, that's just a big one. I'm just sick of these insane workouts, and it honestly scares me because it makes people compare each other. People compare their workout routines to other people's, and I think that a lot of people who have a lot of influence are over exercising, and it's really sad because it's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable, and the effects it's going to have on your body long term. I know everybody just likes to think of the now. They just oh, I just want to know right now, but you're going to regret it in 20 years when you have so many problems, and it's also just unnecessary. You don't need to be spending 2 hours working out every day to be a fit, healthy person. Not at all. It's just ridiculous. So that just, wow, I'm sad now I'm talking about it. It makes me really sad. Okay. I might do a little mini one, a mini health myths one, because I didn't realize how long that was going to take me, and I have a few more things that I could potentially discuss. But let me know if you guys like this, if you want more of this, if there are other Instagram lies that you think should be addressed. I don't know why, I just always feel like I'm forgetting stuff. There's just so much on social media, so much to think about, talk about. So I'm gonna go pack because I'm about to go to a wedding this weekend, and it's in another state, so I've got to get on a plane. And yeah, I'll have to figure out something else for next week on solo podcast. I'm gonna try and bring on some guests while I'm here. Maybe I'll bring my mom on if I can convince her. If you know my mom, text her and tell her that she should come on the podcast because she's a character. Okay, everybody wish Nina luck on her final, and actually by the time you hear this, her final will be done. So okay, that was bad advice. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing so far. If you haven't already, subscribe so you get updated when we post new episodes, and please leave a rating and review on iTunes. It seriously means the world to us if you do that, and tell your friends about the show if you like it. That's really how we get the word out about this podcast, is really word of mouth, and it just helps a lot when you tell people about it if you like it. So, and if you have a topic you want us to talk about, you have a question you want us to answer, make sure you send it in to actuallyadultish@gmail.com, or you could go to our website, actuallyadultish.com, and you can submit it anonymously if you want. You can also always reach me through all of my social media. You can go to my blog, addictedtolovely.com, and oh yeah, definitely follow us on Instagram because I'm just obsessed with our Instagram, and what's an Instagram lies episode without Instagram? Okay, so I'm gonna head out, but thanks for listening, and I will talk to you guys again next week. Bye.